What's up? Welcome to Mangalku, our now weekly manga book club. So we are doing a singular volume review this time, first time ever. And, a little bit of a mini Mangaku. We're doing Dick Fight Island, which, Happy Pride Month, everybody out there,
Hey,
let's go.
we support.
Yeah. So it's by Reibun Ike, who is apparently a very successful, I don't know what you call these type of mangas, but like a...
BL?
Yeah, like a very successful BL author. So she's apparently written like 14 of them, and they've all been published. So
good on her.
Crazy amount.
And this was sold out everywhere, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Well,
not...
I don't know if it's so much. This is sold out almost like on back order, but a lot of mangas like that. So I don't want to say, oh, this is a banger, and that's why it's sold out. They do banging.
It did banging.
But I don't know if that has any qualifications to why this is sold out. They're just having a hard time keeping up with the demand. So what we like to do first is a quick little spoiler-free review. So if you want to just say like, hey, should I read Dick Fight Island? I don't want Dick Fight Island spoiled for me personally, but should I read Dick Fight Island? We'll answer that question for you, and then we'll go into the full spoiler. You want to know what Dick Fight Island's about, what we thought about the events in Dick Fight Island, and we'll go into that next. So did you guys like Dick Fight Island?
No.
So quick to answer.
Jose?
I think the human body was portrayed really well and artistically in this. I cannot say a lot of how well it was done and tastefully done.
I had two thoughts going through my head the entire time. Holy crap, Sam's made us read gay porn. And two, the male G-spots in the butthole.
So
that's all we know.
It's interesting that, like, this, to me, I would put right side by side with Parallel Paradise, which is another series that we did.
Oh, that's...
Yeah.
And the fact that it falls into the weird area where they do have a story. Like, there's a lot. They set up lore in this. Like there's all these different clans. Here's their backstories. Here's what they're good at. Here's what they trade. Here's what they mine. And, like, here's the previous winners. Here how the Battle Royale system works out. There's lore in this thing.
Yeah.
And I think it is. I don't know if there's going to be a continuation, but it is
it
like
was almost a complete package.
It is kind of like they do set it up as like a volume 1 potentially.
Yeah.
Which I think is maybe a good way to do it. Like, it's a complete package, but if
Here
we
you
need
go.
to
do more with it.
If we need to go more, we fucking got you guys.
Whereas Parallel Paradise,
that's an ongoing mofucker. That's gonna keep on going. And they both fall
Which
into
one
the
was
weird.
Parallel Paradise?
It was the one with a lot of juices, Jose. With,
yeah. I almost drowned reading that one.
So
I remember now.
They both fall into a weird place for me for manga, where they like, am I going to want to read a hentai or am I going to want to read a story?
Yeah.
Because there are, like, as a like a hentai manga doujin connoisseur, there are better, like, I don't know, like, options for this kind of stuff.
I would agree with that.
Like, if I want to read two guys getting railed and get a little bit of a story, I could go find something that's going to be really good about that will not have as much of where they kind of like, because it is a published thing and like it does go into bookstores like this. You can find this in a Barnes & Noble.
Yep. It's kind of why we found it.
Yeah. So you can, like, they do have to skirt some parts. Like, they don't spend long on the parts of people getting actually railed,
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like they show, like, a quick bit of it, and then they're like, and we are moving on,
like
let's go.
Halfway softcore, halfway hardcore.
Yes.
Yeah, they show you
very
dick.
much so.
Mid-core, some would say.
Mid-core.
Yes.
I mean, just the first fight alone.
And that's the same thing with Parallel Paradise, where Parallel Paradise was kind of like, we're just not going to show the vagina. This was like, we'll show the dick, like, a little bit is like,
No. They hit
Well,
that full
they showed
censored. What are
some
you talking about?
flow.
There's a
one bar.
It's like, well, it's a little bit of that, So it's in a weird spot where if I want to read a manga of either women's with a lot of juices, I could find a better version. Or if I want to read a manga with guys getting railed, I can find a better version.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if I want a similar story to either of those two, I could find a better version of that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Completely, yeah.
I could also find a better waste of my time.
But I did. There were a couple of parts I thought was very funny in this manga, and that might have been just from like a wow.
It was more of like a huh.
Y'all
Where'd that
swinging
come
out
from?
here.
Yeah, it was like okay, and they were very like they had to fit a whole basically battle royale in a manga.
Had to fit a lot of things.
If you're still watching this, and I realize we haven't really given like a quick synopsis, it's basically a battle royale tournament between 8 clans of the Archipelago.
Archipelago.
Thank you. And they basically fight to determine who's going to be the next chief for the next 4 years. So it's like their election, and it's a contest to see who can make the other person come first. And that's how.
Well, it wasn't like that at first. They made it seem like a fight.
That's how you lose. So that's what it is. If that seems interesting to you, hey, I got one for you.
So I thought they were going to use the equipment armor attached to their dongs as weapons.
That's what I thought as well originally was like, oh, it's just going to be like a funny, this it's like, oh, our weapons are literally our dicks.
Well,
like,
the cover is
and it's
just
still going to be a shonen.
Yeah.
But no, it's the weapon is there to cover the genital and to make it harder to come. So there you go. If that sounds interesting to you, check it out. Okay, we're going to move on immediately from that because, we're skirting
full
it. And
spoils.
Go full into spoilers and really talk about the events of the manga and, what we liked, what we got turned on by, that sort of thing. So, so starting off, we learn Hart is, like a foreigner guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was abroad.
They set this thing up where they're like, he shows up on the island like, oh, why are you not covering your ass?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, well, it's just, weird customs over in the thing. And you find out that they don't know about the prostate, I guess, is the big...
Well, later on, you kind of find out there's like a chakra point in your anus.
Yes.
But yeah, for the most part, nobody knows about this.
Yeah, nobody knows. Only the healer clan knows about this secret prostate massage. And that's like, this guy is like, I've got a secret weapon. It's going to blow you guys out of the fucking park. And it's like, oh, yeah, the male G-spot's in the butthole. Let's go.
It's funny because he's like, oh, yeah, while I was abroad, my roommate, he showed me this.
His training partner.
Yeah, his training partner,
Which they just show two dudes fucking wrestling.
Wrestling.
Nice.
Extreme training.
So I was surprised because they kind of set up like what it's going to happen. Like they give you everybody's like clan chosen person. And you're like, okay, maybe they are going to sword fight like with their fucking dongs. And then they do the first fight with the fucking twink, and they're just like, hey, you know what? No, we're trying to make them come. and then they tell you the real plot, and you're like,
it was so interesting that it was like, they have not only, so the way it works is all the tribes nominate a person to go and fight, and that's not enough. Like, they have such a well-balanced system in place. You also have to do writing. You have to do quizzes. You have to do, interviews. Like, it's not, you're just not a strong warrior. They interview you to make sure you're perfectly good.
These are not savages.
Yes. No. They're quite intelligent.
But then for some reason, they decide the statistic to make you the perfect chief is how long can you last when you're being sexually assaulted? Like, what's the best? It's like, what is the best way to get this shit done? Let's go.
They don't even have post-nut clarity as an option, really.
No, they do not.
No, it was written by a girl. So, maybe they haven't experienced the fifth realm.
Yes.
They should have gone a 2 out of they should have gone a 2 out of 3 so you get the ascendants. You know, you can really go again. And then if you win the first round, you get a longer endurance from the guy who loses.
Period.
Yep.
That's a good call.
It's really a good comeback phase.
It's a best 2 out of 3.
There's a lot coming in that.
Maybe on the next one they'll move the rules around and they'll do a 2 out of 3.
I was so shocked and saddened that it was basically a complete story. You know, I was like, wow, they set up such a world and we couldn't keep going.
When you start reading the manga, it tells you like the first chapter is called, the Great Tournament Begins, or whatever. And then the only other chapter in the manga is 3 days after the tournament, page 173 or something like that.
Oh fuck! I didn't even remember there being chapters. I was like, wow,
it felt like a giant story just all the way through,
except for those 2. And it was like, oh, okay. Yeah. It's like, that's interesting. It tells you right when you open the book. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah. And I still read that and I was like, oh, maybe they do like multiple tournaments throughout the whole thing.
Nope.
But it's
nope,
like,
it's
no,
just
they
one
just
single one.
Wind it down and it's like, we're good.
I had the classic like, okay, how many fucking more pages do I have? And there was quite a lot. It was what, 200
or so.
Yeah, about 200.
But I was surprised how quick they went through the tournament.
Oh my
they
God.
fucking hauled ass.
Yeah.
All right, who's your favorite? Who is your favorite guy?
I gotta go with the Earth Clan guy because
he's the boss.
He establishes dominance.
Just the minute he shows up, he's like, hand on shoulder. What's up,
boys?
His
technique is he rubs his dick against your
dick.
Yeah, let's go.
No. See, you guys are wrong. It's when they're putting his thing on. They're like, wow.
He's like, master, has it gotten girthier?
I was like, yours the Earth Clan as well?
Yeah. That guy was a baller. I thought he was funny as well.
I liked Dragon Clan, baby. Let's go.
I did like him
dragon.
A lot. Yeah.
Like,
what did that? No.
Yeah, let's go.
I like how they set up this clan. They're like, they used to ride big ass dragons, but it ate too much food, so then they stopped using them. And they're like, then we came up with this stupid fucking tournament because of the dragons.
And I mean, he just wanted what was best. That's all.
Exactly.
He was like, and they fought their best. The dragon got in the way. He used some bullshit spirit thing to get taken over. The healer clan garbage ass. That's cheating. That's not even
vampires?
the same guy.
Yeah, see, if it was like Ichigo from Bleach,
that'd be cheating.
He would be like fucking ream my anus or something like that.
Yeah, if it was Ichigo from Bleach, he would have won 99% of the fight, then taken it off and be like, oh, well, let's go again, while the other guy's already beaten to shit by your spirit.
No, he steamrolled through 1.5 fights.
He fucking cheated. That should not be allowed because that's not the guy who's going to be chief. That ruins the whole point. Fucking bullshit cheater-ass healer clan.
Yeah. Well, they've got 2 people in.
It's a whole
the current chiefs are the healer and the Jewel clan.
Yeah.
So
Did you think it was weird that they just kind of like, hey, we're in the middle of the final fight? Tag out.
That was fucking weird. But I
thought it was funny as fuck.
The setup is, if you win, you could either be the chief or choose who gets to be the chief, which I thought was maybe going to come into play because they set that up. No, but then they also basically take like, hey, we're coming into this new battle royale. The last one was basically Hunger Games. Yeah. It's like, here we go. It's like, oh, okay. So now they have 2 chiefs. And that was really weird. Like, Hart is going to do his final battle. Our main character is like fighting the guy.
And his training partner shows up and he's all up in the fucking head. It's like, oh, man, that's really rough. How is he going to get through this? We're just going to tag him out.
Yeah, it's like, oh, the Earth Clan guy doesn't even want to fight Hart. Don't worry about that. I want to fight the current chief, please. It's like,
please substitute.
I like that rivalry where it's like, fuck that guy kind of thing.
Yeah, it was really, really good. And it basically, they're like fighting, and the chief is like, hey, if that's cool with you, Hart, I'll hop in. It's like, I don't care.
Yeah, he's just like, take over,
it's
man.
Like you would still think Hart would win since I guess he got tagged out, but then it's just like, no, he re-won. He just
It was dumb.
Which seems like the whole point
Weird
of the
politics,
tournament.
Man.
Yeah, the whole point of the tournament seems to be like to appoint a new person. It doesn't seem like it's to appoint the same fucking person again.
This is what you do. You just let everybody duke it out, and you're like, oh, he's about to come. Hey, man, you want to tag out?
Yeah,
let
exactly.
me come in.
Or it's like, I guess if you win the tournament, maybe you could still be like, oh, I think our current chief's doing a great job. He could keep going and just like give it back to him,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
You get that kind of power.
Because they show that the healer clan, like the current chief of the healer clan, he does kind of give advice to the healer clan guy who's competing. So it's like they do kind of help out. So I guess that is something that could happen,
Can we talk about that fucker? He fucking bro-zoned my guy.
Sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
He had to tell him, listen, I found somebody. You got to move on. And even the Earth Clan guy was like, okay. He's like,
he was a little hurt, but
he brazenly told me, I accept that. It's like, I shouldn't stop chasing after this guy. It happens.
I just got to say, I mean, he's the most hung. Like, why would you fucking deny that?
Sometimes it's not about that. He didn't even know about the prostate. So
I like how the king is in the middle of fucking reaming him. He's like, oh, yeah, we do this together. And I use my manhood. It was like, okay, this super secret's not even all that
How
great.
can he compete with that? He can't.
I agree.
It's about the technique.
Yeah, dude, he just got in his
it's
head.
All
He's
in
like,
the hips,
Tetris
dude.
for Sam, Tetris for Sam.
It's all in the hips.
Yeah, he fucking figured it out.
Yep.
And it's like the only person who kind of like came out of this, I guess, the same was Hart. Is like everybody else.
Everyone.
I gotta wonder if this is the tournament. Is everybody ends up mashing with somebody? Is what happens with this tournament.
Well,
always.
It did.
Oh
my
that's
literally
God.
everybody
it's
in this
Love
tournament.
Island, boys. You're supposed to find your true match.
That's what it seems like happens. Like, yeah, this is also to kind of figure out who's gonna be the chief. But also, we're just going to boy love and just pair people together nonstop.
I liked how they kind of set it up like, oh, these two knew each other, so it's really difficult to fight. And then every fight was, oh, they really knew each other.
Yep.
It's like, wow, okay, the only fight that wasn't was the final one.
Well, there's only 8 little islands. Like, they all go back and forth.
So everyone's just kind of gathered around this Coliseum just watching 2 dudes fuck?
Yeah, they're watching 2 dudes fuck. And it's not even like hey, we only have males. There's lots of women.
There's a lot of chicks.
Yeah.
Some of them are mostly women.
And then they threw they're lesbians too. It's like,
yeah, they wilding out there islands, but
some of the chiefs will often have a female partner as well.
Yeah, they don't often show the other islands, but they do say that some of the islands are like actually really advanced. Like, and they just still hang out here. It's like, oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, I feel like it was weird because this is like obviously the first 1-volume one, and they told a complete story, and I was expecting for this to go because they literally lore dump a bunch of shit. Like they got diamonds and they got this, and it's like
the fisherman clan and all this other stuff,
and they just fucking matched everyone up with their perfect partner, and then they're just like,
maybe that's the secret goal. It's like you're like, oh, pick who you want to be matched with perfectly, and we'll set them up.
It's eHarmony.
Yep, it's eHarmony for the islands.
Yeah, I'm fucking confused.
Because they also talk about like purely the fact that they do this 4 years is because it's the only time they get all the food.
Yeah.
It's like that's the only reason they do this every 4 years is because that's the only time that they can really gather all the food together for everybody.
Throw a huge party.
This get together.
Yeah.
So it's probably a lot of matchmaking happening during that thing where like everybody finally gets together and they just go fucking wild.
I don't understand the whole because one of the first matches was the guy that wants to move in with the other guy on the other island, and they made it seem like such a big deal, but they never explained why it was a bad thing for him to come over. It was just bros not wanting to have the hose around.
Was it just like
or?
keep the tribes kind of separate or something like that?
When I read that, I kind of felt like it was kind of like he was asking their family if he could, if that was cool, and they were like, "Oh yeah, sure, if you beat him in the tournament, go right ahead." And then he's like, "Cool, I'm gonna fucking do it," and then Yeah. So
he used his secret technique and then nuts. It's like, oh my god,
he couldn't handle.
You
what
played
you
yourself.
He didn't have the training on it, so he was an amateur.
True.
And I liked how also every time Hart used secret technique, wind blew up or something. It was like, oh,
no one can see. Oh, it's so dusty.
It's like they're so against everybody finding out about the prostate. It's like, oh.
Yeah, but I loved it. It's like he didn't even touch his manhood.
Yeah,
it's like,
how did he do
and
this
then
without
see his
stripping
wet
his
fingers
armor?
after? Like, oh god!
Dude, there was one part where I think it's Pasau, the guy who he was from the Fisher clan, and he saves the guy who wanted to.
Oh yeah.
And then he's like, oh no, well I decide who gets to move in with me, and they start making out. One of his sexy rebuttals is, my ass is still wet from what you put inside of me. And I was like, what the fuck? That is gross.
Yep.
It was something like I could still feel the liquids you put inside of me or something. I was like, gross. That is gross.
Yeah, I think it was just so much detail.
It's not like we're just saying just because it's a man thing. We were grossed out by Parallel Paradise, the amount of liquids on that too. it's I don't know, for some reason when you reference said liquids, it gets gross.
And I would also.
How'd you feel about when they start talking about like quivering thighs and all that other?
I mean, that's
stuff?
kind of fine because to me, that's like the erotic romance bullshit. Where it's like,
there was
some
thighs are quivering as you touch.
Cream pieing. Huh? But the cream pieing? Sorry.
No, the referencing of the fact that he still has cream pie inside of him and he can feel it is what grosses me out.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I am also pissed with the bullshit where they're like, oh, you're about to nut? Let me kick your dick towards your face.
Yeah.
That was funny. You can't do that.
That's how your Earth Boy lost. So. They got him bent over and just
poked him in the eye. He couldn't see anymore.
I like, though, during that fight where, so fucking the king is just wrecking him.
Yeah.
And everyone's going, oh, no, the king's anus. Yeah. Oh, it's like, we've seen this all day with everyone else, but you're going to complain?
No. The wind was blowing everywhere. They didn't know what was happening.
This was just full on.
Yeah.
I was just so distraught by my boy getting reamed.
You know what's another thing they talk about too, where it's like we keep talking about they built up all this lore. They also say that the crowd can also deny you to be the chief.
Really?
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a democracy.
So they can deny if they think like you're not worthy to have won. They can deny you.
So if you didn't fuck the guy good enough, they're like, nah.
What did you do to get denied by that audience?
Well, that's what I was thinking. Is like, oh, they're not gonna like the fact that he's cheating with the prostate. They'd be like, boo.
I would have assumed the guy that summoned a literal fucking demon inside of his body.
Boo.
Yeah,
he cheated.
Boo indeed.
Yeah, no, that was totally acceptable.
Boo. I would vote you out of the island, bitch.
Well, we kind of just beating around the rim all day, so
I mean, like I said, I didn't hate reading it, but I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was like, sure. I was just surprised that I guess like how
gnarly,
kind of like close to gnarly we were getting on this. Like it is an officially published book. And I don't remember the publisher off the top of my head, but I do think they pretty much publish almost all Boy Love. Yeah. Well, let's talk about the next one we're going to be doing. So obviously next week, with the way we have it set up, we are doing a one series, a small one, and then we're going to do a full series. No hands, please. And then so next week we're going to be doing all of Chainsaw Man, which is like hands down going to be fire.
How many volumes is that now?
8. It's 8 volumes. It is done. It's completely done. Right? And this is the same guy that did Fire Punch.
Yep.
So
it's going to be depressing as fuck, right?
I heard it's not depressing.
From what I've seen, it looks much more kind of like action, cool stuff. But I haven't looked into it. I've been trying to avoid spoilers on it.
Gotcha.
So then the week after that, we return with another solo review, and those are going to be kind of the more fun ones that we could do 1 volumes. Probably going to be a lot of Boy Love or Yuri and stuff like that because they seem to just throw out the 1 volumes and just call it a day. So the next one we're going to be doing is, I don't think either of those. I don't know anything about this. It looked cool. Saw it come to the store. Hard-Boiled Stories from the Cat Bar is what it's going to be called. And it's about a hitman guy who has a soft spot for cats. So he hangs out in like a cat cafe. And then he finds out his current target is also a cat lover. So, distraught.
So it's some dude stuff.
So, yeah. And I think it's 1 volume and that's it. Like, that's the only thing we got. So that'll be the one we do 2 weeks from now. So it'll be Chainsaw Man. And then we'll be doing Hard-Boiled Stories from Cat Bar. Whatever. So, let us know what you guys thought of Dick Fight Island. Are you going to be picking it up? You will have to order it a couple weeks in advance because it is way back order.
Are we gonna be like cosplaying as this shit for Halloween?
I mean, you can.
Let me start working on my costume right now.
Just get your Dick Fight Island bods ready, guys.
So, of course, let us know in the comments down below, and let us know if you're going to be reading along Chainsaw Man, and then, of course, we are going to be doing Hard-Boiled Stories from the Cat Bar, which I've never heard of before. So, of course, let us know, and then follow us on Twitter at The Weebs Guild, and then we have a Discord if you want to talk about manga all the way through. I just went back and kind of reset all of that up with new channels. So you join us there, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, guys.